see you all. So I've been talking with Jamie about my posting. So let me just start from the beginning. So I've been in the business since the 22nd of October. And when I got started, I was like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to post about. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to do what Jamie tells me to do. And I literally just stuck to a script. And it was like, she says, say this, I'm going to say this. She says, say that, I'm going to say that. So there was like no kind of like personal element in it. So I wasn't getting the feedback that I really thought I was going to get. Like I got the initial buzz like, hey, she's doing something new, but like I didn't get like, hey, this girl's awesome. Like I want to, see what she's talking about. So I can't remember who it was. I think I was watching one of the uplines. I think it was Jade. She had said something about personal development, and I just started watching all her YouTube videos. And one that really hit home was she was talking about praying for a certain number of like she had written a number down. I think it was 10, and she posted on her wall, and she said a prayer, and she said, God, whoever is meant to be on my team, lead them to me. She wasn't like saying, God, I'm praying that you give me a team. She was saying whoever needed to be on her team at that moment in their time to, lead them to her. So that hit home for me because I'm Christian, and that kind of resonated with me because I pray a lot, and it took a lot for me to join the business. I prayed about it. I talked to my fiance about it. Some people that I talked to about it were excited about it. They were like, oh, you're not going to make any money. But I took a leap of faith. I invested in myself, and now look where I'm at. Like, I'm super excited, like, every single day. Like, I get up and I'm just like, okay, who am I going to talk to today? Like, am I going to talk to, like, a teammate? Am I going to talk to a random stranger that I know nothing about? Like, that's the joy, of the business, that you have no idea who you're going to talk to. So, I got up one morning, and I have a playlist on YouTube, and it's called Blessed. And a couple of the songs on there were awesome, like Tornwell's Hills and Valleys was a good one. And there were just a couple of them that were really good. And sorry, DJ just walked in the room. Go with daddy, okay? I'll see you in the morning. Love you. Please don't start yelling. So Tornwell's was really good. And I just started listening to it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to, start writing about it. So my life posts just started coming from nowhere. Like, I was watching a training about how you should take some time for personal development, and I took that to heart. So I got up early one morning. It was like 6, and I just put that playlist on, and every time I picked up my phone to start typing the post, I would stop. And then I would start again, then I would stop. And I'm like, okay, why is it so hard for me to write this post? So instead of writing the post on Facebook, I went to my notes and I started to write. And when I started to write and listen to the music at the same time, and I love to sing, so I'm singing it with it, and stuff is just coming to me left and right. So any part of my story, I like start to cry. Like, I don't know if I wrote about this one. I think I did. When I was 18, my dad died, and I knew it was going to happen, but nobody else did. And that was a really dark, dark place for me. And I went down a really bad path. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Oh my gosh. So it took a long time for me to get out of that and to find my faith again. And I just remember him saying, everything's going to be okay, even though I'm not here with you. And it kind of hits home now because I can hear him in the back of my mind when I'm saying, I don't, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if this business is for me right now. Like, I literally, y'all, quit my job, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks yet, not even really a full week. And I remember feeling so good, like I'm out of that place. I hated that place for a while. And I was like, did I make the right decision? And in the back of my mind, I can hear my dad saying, put your mind to it and you're going to do it. You're going to succeed. It's going to be fine. Don't stress about it. Pray, let it go. It's going to happen. And I prayed really hard. And I was like, God, if this is for me, it's going to work. Like, if this is where I'm meant to be right now in this space, this is going to work. I didn't join because, I wanted to make billions and billions of dollars. I didn't join because I want to scam somebody. I joined because I figured I could make a couple extra $100 to help my family while helping people. That's like amazing that I can help someone and make money at the same time. So I started writing the post and I would send them to Jamie and she would send me these crying emojis and I'm just like, oh my God, what did I say? And she's like, no, it was really good. And I'm like, okay. And I would post it and somebody would instantly message me right after that. And they may want to know about the product or they may want to know like what I'm doing, or they may just say, Janessa, that was really touching and encouraging, and it'd be that. So every time I write a post now, I find a real good feel-good music. And it doesn't have to be gospel all the time because there's a song that is called Salute by Little Mix. Yes, y'all love wrestling. And it was on their Evolution. And that song is so awesome. Like, my team is probably going to hate me, but I love that song. Like, that song is the bomb. It's like about women empowerment and I love it. So that's what I do as far as, my posts. Now, with this boot camp, I realized that my page was spammy looking. But even though it was spammy looking, I have messaged so many people. Like, y'all think I'm playing. I am blocked from messaging new people. And the first time it happened, I messaged Jamie, was like, oh crap, I can't message anybody. And she's like, oh, you're probably blocked. You got to interact. And I'm like, what? Like, how did I get blocked? I didn't do anything wrong. And she's like, no, you just have to interact on Facebook. They think you're a robot. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, I'm going to slow down. When I finally got out of Facebook jail, I just went crazy. Like, I just went like to every host to post that I ever had. And I just started messaging people. Like, I didn't care. Like, you hit that like button, I'm in your inbox. Like, I didn't care. I was like, you're going to know who I am by the end of the day, or you're going to block me. So thanks, Jamie, because I got that from you. So as soon as I was unblocked, I stayed up one night. It was like super, super, super late. It was like 12 o'clock. And I was lying in the bed and I'm like, I can't even go to sleep. What should I do? Should I watch a movie? Or should I post? Or should I message people? It's like, I can do all three. I put a movie on, grab me something to drink, grab my phone, grab my tablet, and just went to work. So I don't know like what any of your friends lists are like, but I have a lot of nurses from work, from my old job, and a lot of CNAs, and they love coffee. Like, for real. Like, they love coffee, especially the ones that stay up late at night on third shift. So I just started messaging them and like, hey, can you throw up a post for me? Hey, can you throw up a post for me? And a lot of them were like, a post about what? And then some of them would leave me on read. I didn't care. I messaged them at least 6 times before I was like, okay, I'm gonna block you. Usually, if I message them like the third time, they're like, okay, Janessa, what do you want? And I'm just like, hey, can you message for me? Like, thanks. And they're like, okay. And I had one nurse, she wasn't even working. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had messaged her, and it was completely random. And she was like, hey, boo, what can I do for you? I was like, can you post for me? She's like, sure. So at like 5 a.m., sorry, y'all, I skipped a part. So she said yes, and then I fell asleep, like in the midst of her saying yes. So I got up, it was like 5:15, 5:30, and I saw she messaged me back. Y'all, it was for a cleanse post, and I hadn't done one. So I printed out, I don't know if any of you did it, but because I was new and I got blocked the first time, Jamie told me to start to do some trainings and all that stuff. So instead of like wallowing, like, oh my God, I have nothing to do, I just started doing trainings and printing out all these papers. So I printed out this post, I think Shelby or somebody printed like for all the host posts you could do. Man, I typed that thing up so fast and sent it to her, and I got like 3 people that were interested. None of them ordered yet, and it was recent. So you best believe like I'm going to be in the inbox really, really soon. Um, so yeah, and then my follow up. So I kind of got discouraged like the first week when someone, well, not the first week, but like the first month of follow ups. Well, not really the first month, like 3 weeks, because I only did it in a month. Sorry, my mind is like wonky right now. But I watched Jade Hooper again. I love that woman. She's awesome. So she told me about your reaping season. And so what if they say no? Because guess what? Tax time is coming. So I sent a picture to the group, but I don't think a lot of you guys were on it. So I'm going to show you on here. I printed this hundreds list, and I have names of everybody who liked a post or said they were interested. Like, I didn't care. If you said you're interested and then you say, no, I'm not, I'm like, I'm still going to write your name down because guess what? Tax time is coming. And the first thing that everybody wants to do is lose weight or spend money on something. So I have like pages and pages and pages full of names. So with my hoster posts, Michelle actually gave me a really good idea to save them in a collection on Facebook, and it's worked out very well. So what you do is when someone hosts a post and you know how you hide it from your timeline, when you go to that part, the first one should be save link. And when you save the link, it will pop up like add to collection. You hit that, and then if you don't have one, you just make up a name. So like mine is host a post. Mine is like hack. And that's how I go to mine. And I think Kirsten was the one who said going back and looking at them, she like missed someone. I believe she said. Is that what you said, Kirsten?
Yeah, I have mine split up so to where it's I have it saved in those collections like that, but they're grouped together by month.
Okay.
And then I had gone, so I call it like November Hap or December Hap, whatever. So I can easily go back all through them. And I had missed, I think I went back like a week. And I had like 3 or 4, maybe actually even almost 10 comments that I hadn't seen in that week.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely good to go back. It's an easy way to go back and check because sometimes obviously they get lost or you forget. if you've got a ton that are posting for you. So yeah.
Yeah, because Jamie, your host of posts are like amazing. So I have no idea how you even go back and like know who's on there. Because like, girlfriend, you are like a bat out of hell this month.
So I screenshot them and then I send them to the group, and then I also message the screenshot to myself on Facebook. So like my actual Facebook, like I can just go like pretend like I'm messaging myself, and they're all right there. So I just like pick a day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go through and like find all of these a billion people, and they always get more comments on them like literally a month later. So you always want to check them.
So you said that, and that was really awesome. So I don't know how everybody thinks or how everybody learns, but me, I'm a visual person. So I have a notebook, and everybody that agrees to do a host to post, as soon as I screenshot it, I write their name down. And then after I write their name down, I'll go and I'll still put it in my collections. But like this lady here, she posted for me, and she's an author, and people look at her page all the time. So like I have 27 likes, and there are like endless comments underneath. And I literally have not answered but like 3 because I've been blocked and I'm trying to get unblocked. So I'm doing all these interaction posts. But yeah, that's a great way to do it. And even though I'm blocked, you guys, if you get to a point where like it's the end of the month, I'm gonna go ham. I'm gonna start just adding people. I'm gonna just go in like just boom, 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 boom. You can still like their comment under your host to post. You can still send them the first message, but wait like 15 minutes and then go back to your host to post under saying messaging you. If you're blocked, hopefully you won't be. But if you do, go back and say, hey, I messaged you, check your inbox. I literally got my first 2 orders, I think, this month by doing that. Like, there's a way around everything. And I even told Jamie, like, even though I'm blocked, I'm like, if somebody says something about wanting to buy, I'm snapping them. Like, I'm going to get them. So that's what I've been doing as far as, following up with my people. Okay, Jamie, I'm going to leave the floor open for you guys. Ask me your questions.
Okay, I have one. You talked about your life post, but like, how do you find like the topics to talk about? Because you don't talk about money at all in your life post. And I feel like everyone that's new struggles with that because obviously you're new, you're not making $1 million. So like, what are your tips to really find, like, because your posts are always so deep. So I want to know like how you come up with those and like how that process is so like other people can do the same because they're so good. Every time I want to cry. Every time.
I agree.
So, like I said, I do the personal development. And guys, I don't care how busy you are in your day. Like, seriously. Like, I care, but like, it doesn't matter. What I'm about to tell you, you can do it whenever. It doesn't matter what time of day or night. So for me, the best time to do it is first thing in the morning, like 7 or 8, because DJ's still sleeping or he's with his dad in the morning. So I find a time that I can actually sit down and think. I can sit down and I can actually say, okay, this is what I'm about to do. I'm going to do personal development right now. I want to dig deep and find something that I'll relate to someone. So I wrote one about working a 12-hour shift, I believe. I wrote a couple about mom.
You're fine.
And really all that I do is you find that one song. Like we were doing our boot camp and we're finding, sorry, Zoom sent me something. Oh crap, we got unlimited minutes, guys. So, hold on, Michelle, I gotta mute you. Okay, you did it. So I sit down and I'll listen to this song, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It can be gospel. It can be just whatever makes you feel good. It makes you sit down and you can actually relax. It's like a relaxed kind of thing because you don't want to be stressed out. I mean, you could do it when you're stressed out, but I feel like when you're stressed out, you start to rant rather than stay on topic, and your post becomes like 12 pages of you ranting, and like nobody wants to read that. So I sit here and I listen to the music and I think about like what I saw on my timeline before to relate to someone because I know our life posts get our distributors. And I just, like one day I was going down the timeline and actually this girl who, Jamie, I sent that code to, she was the reason that I wrote the post about moms because she kept saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of working this dead end job, blah, blah, blah. So I just started to like think about when I was younger and my mom worked as many jobs as she could just so that she could pay the bills. Even though my dad was working for the federal government, my mom worked at least 2 jobs, like all my life. And it was hard. Like, can you imagine being a young girl and at 12 years old, your dad having to tell you about having a cycle? I mean, granted, he was like my best friend, but that's something that you want your mom to do. Can you imagine at 9 years old? Was I 9? Yeah, I think I was like 8 or 9, something like that. And my mom was sleeping. It was her first night off. And I'm not going to cry. It makes me angry, actually. I went in her room. Her room was right beside mine. And I said, I can't breathe. And she's like, if you can talk, you can breathe, and rolled over. And I remember sliding down the steps, holding my chest. And mind you, I'm not old enough to know what the heck is going on. I go to my dad because my dad and my mom couldn't sleep in the same room because he had back problems. And I'm like, Daddy, I can't breathe. And he's like, oh my God, what's going on? What did your mom say? Where's your mother? He's rushing around getting his clothes on. I'm like, she said, if I can talk, I can breathe, and went back to sleep. My dad picked up his keys, took me to Children's, and I found out I was having an asthma attack. And had I not gone to Children's that night, Lord knows where I would be right now. So those are the deep things that I want you guys to think about when you're doing your life post, like the things that make you angry, the things that make you cry, the things that make you just, feel, you know what I mean? Like right now I have goosebumps because I just told that story. Like I haven't told that story in so long, but it still infuriates me. And I don't even think my mom realizes it. Like even to this day, like I tell her about stuff that makes me upset. And she's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, Jamie, you're right. We're paid storytellers because like we tell our story. And guess what? The way you guys are like, probably like, oh my God, are you serious? She did that? Just imagine if I say that to people or I put that in a post and then I tell them how I want to be a mom who isn't too tired to even care for her kids because she's, sleeping, she wants to sleep instead of seeing if her child is okay because she assumes that, oh, they're just being a kid or whatever the case may be. Do you know how many people I relate to? Like I have so many moms on my page and these women are like breastfeeding, all natural moms. Like these moms love to stay home with their kids. Like excuse me, I have a nurse on my page who literally took off for like 6 months because she had a baby. And I'm like, I wish I could have taken off 6 months after I had my son and be okay financially. But another thing is, I know the struggles of a lot of the people around me. That's another thing. Like, you can get a lot from just looking at somebody's post on Facebook. So that's kind of how I get my life posts. I just think about things from when I was younger that I know someone else may be going through. Like, I know, Jamie, your story, every time you tell it, I cry, like every single time. And I think you're so strong to have overcome all that and look where you're at now, because I'm coming for your spot. Any other questions, Jamie?
I love it. You can have my spot. I don't care. Take it.
I want it so bad.
Take it. But yeah, I love that. Like, and like, and I feel like everyone, when they start, they focus so hard on like the money aspect of it. And it's literally like, people don't join this business, like you said, to make $1 million, because like people can't fathom that. That's not a real thing. You know what I mean? So people join for the little stuff, for a gallon of milk, to be able to like go to their kids' basketball practice, to, you know, not have to pick up an extra shift during the holidays. Like the littlest things, that's what gets people like interested. That's what gets people's attention on you. And like the same thing that you said, like you want to post about what other people want around you. So even if you're not a mom, post about what moms want. Like, you're in bed drinking your coffee on a Tuesday. Hello, where my mom's at? Like, you know what I mean? Or you're out on a weekend shopping versus picking up a waitressing shift. Like, even if that's not you, like post about what other people want. And then, you know, it's just going to keep flowing. And that's so good. Like, and your posts are so deep. And like she said, if they don't make you cry or almost cry, they're not enough. They're not enough feeling. You have to almost cry every time you write a life post. Because if you don't cry, if you don't care about what you're posting, if you don't feel emotions from it, then no one else will either. And that's what's going to get people to want to join your team and want to change their life with you. So I think that's freaking amazing. Like, I just love you. And I can't wait to squeeze you on Saturday. I hope you come. If you don't come, I'm hunting you down. It's fine.
I'll
no
be
biggie.
there.
Like, I will be here by myself. It's fine.
So to piggyback kind of like what Jamie just said, I don't know how many of you looked at the boot camp or how many of you are in on the boot camp, but they're asking us to dig deep tomorrow, and they want you to be uncomfortable. So my suggestions are to kind of think about something that, you know, gives you anxiety or makes you like want to just curl up in a ball and like disappear, and write about it. And honestly, like Jamie asked me multiple times, like she said, like, how do you dig so deep? And I can't give you a clear answer because it just flows. When you go to start talking about it, like I said, I couldn't literally make it on Facebook because there was so much. And I was kind of hesitant, like, I don't really want to talk about this part of my life. I still want to be this hermit. I don't want to be out there. You know what I mean? But in this business, to succeed, people want to see your story. They want to see like how you became someone. Jade Hooper didn't get to where she is because she was afraid to tell her story. She tells her story from living in a small apartment to nothing, you know what I mean? To growing her business. I'm sorry, my Facebook is like blowing up right now. This is really crazy. But yeah, I want you guys to like really think about it. And if you have to do your personal development tonight, you can do it tonight. You can, you know, write it tonight in your notes and then post it tomorrow. Like, you have no idea how many times my posts are written the night before, or I write them at 6 a.m. and I don't post them till 11. It doesn't just Like sometimes it'll just flow easily, and sometimes it takes a minute because I'll get to crying or I want to rant, like I want to just go off, but I kind of refrain a little bit and I go for it. And at the very end of a post, like you can say who's interested in your own way though. So like all these trainings that we have as newbies and older and the boot camps and all that stuff, they can't teach you to be a personable person. They can't teach you to be yourself. You have to dig deep and figure out like who am I as a person and who can I resonate with. Like I'm a mom, but I also was a certified nursing assistant. I'm also a daughter. I'm also a cousin. I'm not an aunt yet. I'm a fiance. I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to live in a horrible neighborhood and overcome it. I know what it's like to live in a house and not have any water, any electricity, and I'm literally waiting for the sheriffs to come knock on the door and put me out. And that was before I had my son and when I was in a really deep, dark place. And I'm calling every family member I can think of to send me money just to get tuna fish. I'm literally going to the gas station and stealing tuna fish, and it's only $1. Like, that's what I mean by I want you guys to think about, like, who am I going to connect with? What in my story, in my past, am I going to connect with someone? And it doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, or 19, 20, 21. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, I think that was one thing that I saw on the boot camp. Somebody was like, I'm one of the older ones. That doesn't matter. That just means you have way more life that you've lived that you can share with someone. You can say, I'm 50 and this is the business that I've picked up and I can relate to 50 and over. I want to still be healthy. I still want to help people. Or you're 19 and you are literally starting out as an adult, and thank the Lord you found this business because you're not in like an ocean deep of debt yet, unless, you've really been super crazy, which I understand because I was there. But whatever age you are, you have that something in you that you can talk to your 19-year-old friends. You can talk to your 20-some-year-old friends. Or if you're like me, like I love talking to older people because I feel like they've been there, done that, and I want to learn from them. So if you haven't done it already and you're new, go follow Jade Hooper and Hope and Allie. Go follow them because they set the bar. Like they tell you everything and nothing that they've said, as far as I'm concerned, is wrong. Like absolutely nothing. I literally sit here sometimes, like one night I sat here and I think I got up at like 7. I did not get up out of this chair, but to go to the bathroom, get something to eat, mess with DJ a little bit. But like I literally sat in this chair. I did personal development. I did follow-ups. I posted. I messaged Jamie like a mad woman because I swear I think I messaged her at least 40 times a day. I got on the group page to see what was going on. That's the dedication that I put in. Now, if you're someone who works full-time and this is your side hustle, you can still do what I do, but you just have to make the time to do it. I can remember working a 12-hour shift and saying, I can't post because I'm at work for 12 hours. And somebody would message me and I'm like, I can't respond because I'm in a hospital. And if I pick up my phone, I'm going to get fired. I did that. I was that girl in the beginning. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. But you can. So you have to manage your time. If this is really what you want to do, manage your time. If you have to get up an hour early, do that. Do your personal development. Right now, while we're on this Zoom, while you're listening to me talk, you could be writing your post. You could take your phone out and write your note. You can write at the top of the note what song you're going to listen to go through your personal development. Like, there are so many things that you can do to make sure you get it done. I went to work at 5 o'clock in the morning and I would post. I literally was working with patients, so there was no way I could take my phone out. At lunchtime, I would follow up with people or I would post again. When I would go to the bathroom, we all do it, so it's not a taboo thing. We all take our phones everywhere we go. Go in the bathroom, make a post, and save it in your notes, and then post it when you go to the bathroom. It's time stamped, okay, but you went to the bathroom, you took a little 5-minute break, so what? Like, you're gonna be texting or what is that game? She said Angry Birds or whatever the heck you're doing anyway, so just post. Like, it takes 2 seconds if you have it in your notes. I was getting home at 7 o'clock in the evening, and some nights my fiance wasn't home. I would have to like literally juggle DJ my phone and getting whatever I have to get done. But I made it work. I would cook dinner or I would heat something up real quick. I lay DJ down while he's doing that. I'm running around getting the house stuff together, and then I would go in my room, listen to some music or put a movie on, and I would just go down my list of people from my host to post, and I would just message them. Like, I had no idea. Thank you, anything. Trisha, I promise you, it's going to be so freaking awesome when you start to manage it. It's going to be so easy. So even if you don't have a full-time job, if you're like me and have a child, or you're a dog mom, or you like to hang out with your friends, it doesn't matter. Take that little bit of time and just, do your personal development. Only because when you take that extra 5 or 10 minutes to just listen to a song that makes you feel good, you're like, oh, this is, it's like you're writing a journal, but it's to your followers and to your client base, I'll say. And once you get it out there, you'll be surprised how many people will respond to it. Today, I did the craziest thing. Y'all, I am 29 years old, and I swear to y'all, I hate, and Jamie will tell you, I hate taking pictures. I hate showing myself. I have worn black. I cover up. I don't wear tight stuff. Like, literally, I cover up. Today, taking that picture or having Dion take that picture was freaking crazy. Like, it was absolutely nutty. And I sent it to Jamie first. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like a whale. She's like, stop it. And I'm like, I know. But like, that's something that you need to do. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, do it. Because guess what? Somebody else is going to say, hey, she stepped outside of her box. She did something probably that was like way out of her comfort zone, but she did it. Why can't I do it? Like, you have no idea how many people have blown up my inbox saying, you are so beautiful. Like, I can't wait to start this journey with you. And Jamie, legit, no lie, that customer I got today, that Fit 5 customer, she had been liking every single thing on my page all day. She liked the pictures of DJ. She liked the videos of DJ. She liked all of my posts. She commented on my story. Like, she liked everything. And then all of a sudden she saw that Fit 5 and she was like, oh crap. And she messaged me and was like, I want to do it. I'll do it with you. You put yourself out there. I'm going to put myself out there. Like, crazy.
And, oh, hold on one second. And I just want to say this. And it's because you were not this perfect person. Because I feel like I'm so guilty of this. Like, I always try to be so perfect. Like, I try to make my pictures so perfect. I try to make my posts so perfect. And at the end of the day, no one can relate to perfect. Nobody being perfect is intimidating. No one wants to talk to you if you're perfect. You know what I mean? So the fact that you put yourself out there and, you know, we're showing people like, I'm doing this because I want to do this. Like, you know what I mean? And so many people related to that. And that's how you got that customer, because she felt comfortable with you. You weren't over there telling her, you know, I'm so perfect, buy my products. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's like another thing. And you're also a product of the product. So, you know, people are going to trust you more when you know what you're talking about with the product. You know what I mean? So I love that you did that. I think it was amazing. And I told you, like, you got that post blew up, and I knew it was going to. Like, it's, you inspired so many people from that post. So it was so good. But that's my spiel. Don't try to be perfect, because you're not, and no one can relate to being a perfect person.
So kind of to piggyback off of what she said, that literally was how I felt the first like week and a half. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like the oddball. Like, I don't take the best picture all the time. I don't have an iPhone. I don't have this. I don't have that. And I'm like, so what? You know, after a while, you just say, so what? Like, so what that I'm not perfect? So what that my lighting isn't correct? So what that my hair is crazy? So what that I wear a bonnet 90% of the time? I'm at home. This is my home business. I'm going to show you the real. This is probably the first time in like a week that I've had my hair down, because it's just too much. And I'm a mom, and it's so easy to just put it up in a bun or a ponytail or put the bonnet on. So like it's easy, you know? Um, and then everybody wants to see real pictures. Like, they don't want to see you dolled up all the time, because they're like, I can't remember who said it, but one of my potential distributors wanted to know who the people in the pictures were, because she said they look like models. I'm like, no, these are real people. She's like, really? They look like models. I'm like, nope, these are real people. And she was like, okay, I'll think about it. And she's a really good friend of mine. And I kind of called her afterwards, and I was like, why would you say that? She was like, I'm just saying, like, I can't take a picture like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not changing who I am. And that kind of hit home with me too, because I was like, you know, I'm wasting so much time, like I did when I was younger, trying to be like all these other people. And I'm not them. I didn't live Jade Hooper's life. I didn't live Hope's life. I didn't live Jamie's life. I lived my life. I'm still living my life. So, unfortunately, I can't do everything they're doing. Yeah, I'm still going to post. Yeah, I'm still going to follow up. I'm still going to message, all that stuff. But they can't teach me to be Janessa. Just like I can't teach you to be Chrissy, Katie, Skylar, Kiera, Shelby, Kirsten, Julie, Trisha. I can't teach you guys to be yourself. I can't do that. But I can tell you that, Chrissy, the first time that I saw your picture, I was like, oh my God, she's a baby. I was like, she's so cute. And then I started seeing like your posts and everything you've been through. And I'm just like, wow, I can relate to her. You know, even though she's younger than me and I'm, you know, not that much older than you, but I can relate to you. Shelby, I think I followed you too. Actually, I think you messaged me or I messaged you about a host of posts. That's how we met. And I thought that was funny. But like, I follow people in the group, and, you know, I look at their posts and I'm like, I can do that. Like, you know, this could be me. Sorry, I hate to leave them. Oh, it's okay, Julie. So, Kirsten, do you have any questions for me as far as my posting, or anybody else? You can put it in the group chat or just unmute yourself.
I think you've pretty much covered everything. Like, you've knocked this out of the park, woman.
Oh, thanks. Anybody have any questions for me? Yes, I'm a unicorn.